Hey, Happy New Year's, fellow van builders. It's Scott. Welcome back to the channel. A lot has changed here in the last 30 days for me. Not only is the holidays a big piece of that. Hopefully you all enjoyed them with your families and all your various van build projects or whatever you're working on. But let me show you some of the changes going on here. Number one, bam! Check that out. Van Dingo. We got a logo now, and we have neon. The other change that took place is I traded in a car, and I picked up that, which is an LX 570, a used one, and very happy with that so far, and might be some fun things to do in the future with another channel or added to this channel. We'll see how things go. Anyway, today is a little bit of an electrical day. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you see here, here's the Lynx Distributor. I've got the cover off of it right now. That's the cover. And every slot's filled out. In addition, I did the sort of the add an extra cheat slot and put in room for some additional lines. But based on what I've planned out now, I think I'm going to need even more. So this thing is all reinforced against the side of the Sprinter van with, or the structure is all 80/20. And so I'm going to put another piece of 80/20 back up there along that back piece. And I'm going to extend the bus bar, essentially, that's in the Lynx Distributor. I'm going to extend it to another Lynx Distributor. But it's not a Lynx Distributor. It's called Power In, also from Victron. But I'm going to turn it into a fused power distributor set, so it's essentially a bus bar system for me. But I'm going to have to make some adjustments to that system in order to put these fuses in there, because the Power In setup that I'm going to show you here in a second doesn't include the ability to put these fuses in. So anyway, we're going to expand this thing, and that's going to allow me to wire the van properly. Another update is, this is a 400 amp hour lithium battery from Time, and I've just added another one over there. So I've got 800 amp hours, which should adequately allow me to run the AC for a reasonable amount of time, all day in a very hot climate. So anyway, there it is in a nutshell. We are going to take that expansion piece off. I'm going to add another Lynx. It's not a Lynx Distributor, it's a Lynx, it's a Power In from Victron that I'm going to do some work on and show you here in a minute. And that's going to allow us to expand this whole power bank. And here's an example of something that new power bank will connect to in the van. That's the blade split bus fuse block that will run to all kinds of things like the lights and other power, lower level power draws in the van. And that'll be placed up somewhere easier to get to rather than under here where this equipment bank is. So that's a piece of this. I could run it from this, but then I'm going to have more expansion requirements that I want to make sure I've got full capacity for. So let's go take a look at what that Power In change up is going to look like. All right, everything you're going to need for this job, I got from, at least in my case, I got from Lowe's in the specialty drawers, which is all stainless steel, right? So this is the M8s, 125 by 30, and those are the bolts. Here are the nuts that are going to go with it, stainless steel, M8s, 125. Then we need plenty of washers. I think it's going to require 8 washers. Or 12 washers, I should say. So 4 of the bolts, I think 8 of the nuts, 12 washers, and 4 lock washers. So I remember after watching all the YouTube videos on how to do your electrical system, and I had chosen Victron, I thought, this is the budget version. I still hadn't done, all the homework necessary. I thought I did. And then I ended up with the Lynx Power In. Got it in, started looking at it, and I'm like, what? That's not looking like what I'm seeing on the YouTube videos. So let's get this opened up. Just 2 Phillips head screws here. And what's great about Victron in a number of ways, particularly with this power distribution system they have, is how modular it is and how easy it is to connect to the other systems. So you notice you got these 2 bolts here. You could technically pull this piece of plastic out and keep extending these and keep extending them. The reason I like this is because I could put copper bus bars for both positive and negative and sort of, you know, randomly position them in my electrical setup, but this is less random, and this is protected by a cover. And once I get this adjusted, you'll see then we can add in the ability to put fuses in here, which is really cool. So all we're going to do next is we're going to get rid of this plastic piece. We're going to take it out. We still need it. And we are simply going to unscrew it here. All right, so you have it open, and you can see there's room for 4 of these hex cap screws. I think I got 5 in the package. These fit right in there. And we got an extra, so we're not going to need that one. May use that some other project at a later date. All right, so we can put the screws back on this retainer clip that holds these bolts down. Again, I wouldn't overly crank this, which is usually my forte, because it's plastic. The whole thing, the receiver for these screws on one side is plastic, and so when you feel yourself getting close and the screwdriver gives you some ultimate resistance, just stop, because otherwise you're going to strip out the plastic. And this screw head seats against the plastic, and then if you go further than that, you're going to start grinding the plastic threads. All right, so you can see here, these screw studs are now in. This whole plastic piece is back in, and we can start assembling this. And what we're going to do first is we're going to put on the washers, so 4 washers. Lock washers. 3, 4, and then 4 nuts. With a longer socket than that. One moment. All right, longer socket here. We're missing one. Oopsie. Those are nice and tight. And you'll if you'll notice, these are still lower than this, which is okay, because, well, let me show you. Let's just get this off real quick. Now, Victron standard equipment is a stainless steel washer, a copper split washer, and then the nut. In my case, I used all stainless steel on the other side. I'm not sure if it's going to have a great effect, but here's a mega fuse as an example to show you how this is going to look. And you're going to have your negative in here, your positive in here on this side, and your negative down here, right? So then you'll just put this back on. You will soon have a fused, very efficient bus bar system. So we've already got the washer, split washer, and a nut on the bottom, and just like the Lynx Distributor, you're going to need a washer, a split washer, and a nut. Voila! Or as my daughter would say, viola. And there you have it. We've taken a Lynx Power In and repurposed it to a bus bar system that's fused that'll allow us to expand the electrical system. All right, so with the covers returned, this keeps the lugs separated on both sides. And there you have a representation of a sort of a completed hybrid Power In that's been adjusted to a positive negative bus bar that allows you to expand your system. And we're going to close that back on there, and again this would just connect to your existing Lynx Distributor system. And that's it. All right, so when we get the 80-20 all up in place, imagine what this looks like right here. It's going to be connected there. And I'm keeping, by the way, I'm keeping these rubber pieces on here because the system is powered up, so we don't want any short-circuited. So these two will come off, and it'll give me more room away from that battery. And that'll be the extended sort of Victron power bank. We had an opportunity to share today the Lynx Power In, which was a mistaken purchase. I thought this was the Lynx Distributor when I purchased it. It was a lot less money. But this turned out to be an important add because I do have a need for more expansion of the electrical system in the van. I could take this and hybridize it, so to speak, so that I could add a bus bar system that's fused. This is much cleaner, much safer, much cleaner power cable runs for your electrical system. And for me, it's going to work as I continue to build out this van. So thanks for joining me. Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully you all had a great New Year's. It's time to close this video out as it's getting chilly in North Dallas. We're going to go below freezing, which I know is no big deal for you folks in the northern part of the country. But anyway, thanks for being with me. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button. Please subscribe, and there'll be plenty of videos to come as this baby is nowhere near done. So more to come. Thanks. Be good. Bye-bye.